All right, good afternoon. My name is Eric Afflegoy, and this is my PowerPoint presentation for Food and Beverage Hospitality 111 by yours truly for Food and Beverage Management. And without further ado, let's go ahead and begin. My concept statement and my location was for the Hilton Garden Inn in San Marcos, California. In my concept statement, it took a lot of thought and detail just to come up with not just a concept statement, but more of like a mission statement when it comes to ensuring guests and hospitality. So my quote that I thought of was always at your service with the finest quality and care as well as your fine dining experience. I say this in particular because there's quite a few employees out there that do tend to forget that they are within a hospitality career, let alone in a hospitality environment. So with that being said, too, everybody should live and breathe and just follow this concept statement every time they go into work, as well as just practice it constantly and daily. Now with the guest demographics and physiographics, I won't spend too much time on this just because I do kind of struggle with like what my clientele will be. However, though, with the age and gender, the race, location, not so much the employment status, but the personality, the values, and attitudes. Starting with the age and gender, it doesn't matter what gender is. I don't know why it would have a gender on there, but for the age specifically, I'm looking for anywhere around 21 all the way to 40 years old. That's the clientele that I'm trying to look into. Race, it doesn't matter about the race whatsoever. Location, for San Marcos with the location, it's a little bit random, but not only that, but with the menu and the drinks that are coming up later on during this PowerPoint presentation, you will start to see that what I have is not really available around anywhere around the San Diego area. If it is, it's very rare and it's very limited. As for the personality, the values, the attitudes, interests, and lifestyles, I will have to get back on to you with that one, sir, because I have been a little too busy lately, but I will get back to you on that one, though, sir. My apologies on that. But starting off with the food menu, of course, I have many different celebrities on here. My number one at the upper right-hand corner, but these are ideas that are sure to win anyone over. I won't go through all of them because they're straight to the point, very easy, very eye-opening, but they will appeal to anybody's needs and desires. So starting off with the starters, some of these ideas I did kind of borrow from my favorite restaurant and brewing company, Kona Brewing Company from Oahu and Hawaii, the Big Island. So we have homemade pepperoni pizza rolls, spicy or mild Hawaiian ahi poke, ube bun Kahlua pig sliders with tropical slaw, and fried coconut shrimp with sweet chili sauce. As you can see, I broke it up into mainland and coastal, but also coastal with Hawaiian as well. For the entrees, again, I'm only just going to go through just a few of these just so you kind of have an idea. Deep fried Hawaiian kulua pork with bacon, fried cabbage, and steamed white rice. Hawaiian grilled huli chicken with Hawaiian macaroni salad and grilled pineapple. And of course, we have the deep fried beer battered fish tacos, Baja coastal traditional style, with cilantro lime or Spanish rice and refried beans with your choice of flour or corn tortillas. For the different versions of the deep fried beer battered fish tacos, Baja coastal or traditional, message me for that one, sir. I didn't want to take up too much time trying to explain all of this as I didn't want to just get off course. So I will go ahead and email you that one, sir, what the differences are, and I'll have you be the judge of them. Continuing on, there's garlic butter or Cajun shrimp scampi pasta with roasted garlic bread and bacon wrapped Brussels sprouts. Traditional Hawaiian local moco, served with brown gravy and white or brown rice. And lastly, bacon wrapped steak medallions with whole roasted butter, kettle corn, and sweet potato or seasoned steak fries. And lastly, but for the desserts, of course, I love their background. We have Hawaiian chocolate hope pie, strawberry New York style cheesecake with strawberry glaze, vanilla or caramel flan, or vanilla and caramel creme brulee. I didn't want to go too overboard with the desserts. I wanted to keep it simple but also eye appealing. As for why I didn't choose any pictures for like some of the food items, I wanted to make sure that whoever was in my brigade for the back of the house, I wanted to make sure that they presented their own presentation with the different food items that I'm offering, because I can always go online and search for different pictures, but it's not going to be my work, and that would be taking somebody else's work. So I don't want to just put anything on there whatsoever, sir. Now, going on with the drink menu, of course, I always try to go for the Hawaiian vibe, and I'll explain that later on, sir, probably towards the end of the presentation. For some of these, again, I will say, sir, that I did research this upon my favorite restaurant and brewing company. A lot of these were posted on social media, and to me, they really do seem eye appealing. However, I was not able to get the alcohol percentages as well as with the pictures of the drinks, because out of the 3 multiple times I tried to get in contact with them, they did not get back to me. They did see my messages, but they did not get back to me. So I'll leave it right there. But I'll go ahead and just have you look over these, such as like the Kona Pipeline Martini, the Endless Summer, Island Colada Fizz, the Hawaiian Holiday. All these are sure to win anybody over whenever they're requesting any kind of a drink. And of course, I wanted to combine Hawaiian, but also to a little bit of classic American drinks as well too, such as the Old Fashioned, the Moscow Mule, the classic margarita, the monkey pod version of a Mai Tai. That one I grabbed from another restaurant actually called Monkey Pod from the area of Ko'olina from Oahu, Hawaii, and it will win anybody over, sir. Just I just need to get the alcohol percentage for that one. Aside from the drinks though, again, as you can tell, sir, I say it I beat it like a dead horse, because this is my brewing company. This is also my restaurant that I just love going to every time when I visit the islands. But a majority of these are Kona Brewing Company beers, such as Big Wave Golden Ale, the Longboard Island Jaeger, the Fire Rock Pale Ale, and the Castaway IPA. But also too, I did just get like a little bit of variety as well too, such as the Modelo Especial, the Dos Equis Jaeger Especial, the Tecate Original or Light, Budweiser, and of course Coors Light, just to kind of appeal to whoever will come to my establishment. Now here comes the part where nobody really likes to discuss about, just because not only will this hurt financially too, but this will also require a lot of research, because on the next slide it's just guesstimating, because it's really not clear when it comes to the financial portion, because it can differ from the location to the building that you're trying to purchase or rent, and just different aspects according to where you're trying to set up shop at. So of course the background right here, that's basically kind of what it seemed like and looks like. But licenses and permits, this is basically trying to get your staff up to par. It can cost, that's just a guesstimate right there, for $10,000. My mortgage, rent, and location, it can be anywhere from $2,000 to $12,000. That's just if you're renting though. If you're trying to buy the location, take 10% of say $12,000, okay? Take 10% of that and then add it in to your mortgage, and that's what's gonna be for your annual monthly mortgage. Energy and utilities, that's always coming when you're trying to provide light for the place. Just simple needs for that one. Repairs and maintenance, say if say like a light fixture goes out, or the dishwashers go out, you're gonna need some repairman to come out, fix the problem, and then they're gonna bill you in the end what's wrong with it and how much it will cost. No more to explain on that. Last but not least, the employee benefits. Employee benefits it's very costly, because from the number that I was able to for sure find online was around $21,726. and that's just for one individual. Say if you have 10 employees, that'll be $210,726 for just 10 people alone for benefits. And it all depends too on what kind of benefits that there are. Some have very little, some have a lot. It all really depends on what the location is. Let's go on with talent acquisition next. The front of the house employees. The next slide will be about what I'm looking for in terms of front of the house employees and what I look for whenever anybody gets hired as a waiter or a host or hostess or waitress. They have to be a team player when it comes to getting the job done, because no matter where you work at, teamwork is always essential. It's like bread and butter. Basically, you're like peas and carrots. A friendly can-do attitude when taking on the workday. No matter if you're having a bad day whatsoever or a bad start to the morning, you always want to make sure to just leave that on the outside, because a lot of people sometimes wear their hearts on their sleeves, and so that's always a red flag when it comes to any kind of employee. So it's always have a friendly can-do attitude, no matter what time of day it is. Must adapt to meeting and greeting new people daily. This basically is just for those who want to who have no problem with socializing or who don't get nervous when meeting new people. Have that drive and ability to multitask with little conflict. Having that drive and ability takes a lot of self-commitment, really. And so when it comes to multitasking with little conflict, you want to make sure that you're organized constantly and not just getting flustered or getting mixed up with different orders. Lastly, the theory and approach of handling customer complaints. This right here, literally, I commend anybody for handling a customer complaint, because it takes a lot of patience and a lot of discipline, self-discipline, may I say, because things can get either out of control or they can be settled right then and there. It all really depends on how the customer is asserting his or herself to the employee. Next, for the back of the house, this is where line cooks, prep cooks, chefs all come in at. They must be able to use teamwork diligently every day to get orders out. Again, same with the front of the house or anywhere you go. Teamwork is literally just bread and butter wherever you go. Stay focused on the taskings at hand while communicating with others around you. When it comes to staying focused on taskings at hand and communicating with others around you, say it's the lunch hour or the dinner hour where people are just getting out from work or they're just getting to lunch already finally. Things can get very busy very fast, and so it's very important to stay focused, because again, like with the front of the house, you don't want to get too flustered, you don't want to get mixed up. You're gonna get frustrated, but it's just the willpower just to keep going and maintaining your positivity, maintaining your focus. That right there will win you in the end. Having that positive leadership to get the meals out on time while maintaining excellence and presentation. When it comes to positive leadership, somebody's got to lead the team in the back, whether it's the expediter or the head chef or the executive chef who's back there. Having that positive leadership will go ahead and raise morale. They'll want to get the job done more quickly, but also more efficiently as well too. They must be able to clean as you go and properly clean all areas of the kitchen at the end of the day thoroughly. When it comes to working in a professional kitchen, this right here should just be automatic. It's not automatic, but also mandatory too, because I'm sure everybody's seen such reality shows such as Kitchen Nightmares or 24 Hours Down the Back by Gordon Ramsay or Bar Rescue by John Taffer himself. This has always been just a major issue, and still it seems to get missed a lot lately. So I just wanted to really point that out there. I should have probably put that up at number 1, but of course teamwork is just as important as cleanliness. Last but not least, to be motivational to get through not just the end of the day, but when things get busier than normal throughout the day. Again, nobody needs to get in an emotional state or frustrated or just walk off the job site and just take a cigarette when things get bad. It takes a lot of, self-discipline, but also self-care too, trying to get through the day, because even though you may not like your position or may not like your job, at least try to respect the business and respect the employer as well too, who gave you this job in the first place. Just to get through the day, honestly. Now, employee benefits. After looking at employee benefits on different job searches, mine is usually Indeed. I've seen that some have very little, and then some have quite a bit actually. But of course, those with little benefits are those for like high school students who need a job, or college students who need a job like part time or full time. And for those who are like more higher up, such as Harrah's SoCal Casino or Valley View Casino Hotel, or such as a Hilton, those have way more benefits because the positions are not only that important, but they also want to make sure that the employee themselves is taken care of for such a high capacity position. Now, I'm just going to go through just several of these too because it's pretty self-explanatory. First off, child care services paid separately. I'm not sure if this is even remotely an idea, but I'm pretty sure a lot of employees do have a lot of families, a lot of children that they take care of, but also send over to daycare. So if I were to at least run an establishment, I would at least get a separate check for them just to cover either half of their bill for daycare or a majority of their bill for daycare, because I want to make sure that they're taken care of, the children taken care of, and that's always the most important for me because I have a 2-year-old son as well too. Paid time off for vacation, emergency, and sickness. Always making sure that PTO is mandatory, but also my number one priority. Next is 100% medical, dental, vision coverage. Again, paid time off and 100% coverage, they go hand in hand with any kind of job whatsoever. Student reimbursement, student and tuition and loan reimbursement up to 50%. That right there, again, for any kind of college student or university student that is within my company. Say I was an employer, then I want to make sure too that they get covered, but also too that if they do a good enough job that I see that they're doing, such as going above and beyond, then I go ahead and cover at least 50% of their student loans. Starting pay from $20 to $21.50. This right here, I believe, anywhere within a culinary position would be sufficient for starting out because everybody needs a living wage and want to make sure that they feel like they're valued as well too. Last but not least, up to 4 weeks paid time off a year. Some places offer 2 weeks, up to 2 weeks. Some offer up to 4 weeks or 3 weeks even. I like to say 4 weeks just because that if I have enough personnel, subordinates on hand, then I'll go ahead and disperse that paid time out for 4 weeks because everybody would need a vacation, but also too, they would need time off for themselves to kind of just self-care for themselves sometimes. And let's see. After that, sir, I do want to thank you again. A personal shout out to Professor Lesson, who added me 2 weeks into the semester. Didn't need to, but I do appreciate you, sir, for adding me in because I don't know where I would be at when it came to the spring of 2022 because luck was not on my side, sir, and I do want to appreciate you for adding me in. If you do have any questions, sir, please let me know, or any improvements, comments that I can improve on if I do any more presentations later on, sir. Other than that, thank you for your time.